Well, a very good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us today. I'm really happy you're here. My name is Sandy Elson, and on behalf of the travel professional community and travelprofessionalnews.com, I want to welcome all of you and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here with us today. Our host for this webinar is Emerald Waterways, which is part of the Scenic Group. Our speaker is Richard Hickey, Director of Key Accounts. Richard's topic is What's New for 2019 at Emerald Waterways, and I know that's something we're all interested in finding out. Before we get started, please remember that you're all muted at the moment, but we welcome your questions. You can type in your questions at any time in the question area you see on the right-hand panel of your screen. At the end of Richard's presentation, we'll get to as many questions as we can. So let's get right to all of this exciting information about Emerald's plans for 2019. Welcome, Richard.
Thank you, Sandy, for that warm welcome, and I appreciate it. Well, good afternoon, valued travel partners. I hope you all are well. Thank you for taking your time to learn about Emerald Waterways. A particular hello to any of you that are joining us from the Northeast, maybe in the Boston area where our office is located. We've had a snow day up there, and so we're feeling for you down here in South Florida. But, I just wanted to say a big thank you for those that are listening from the Northeast, because we know that it's the bad weather up there today. Anyways, again, thank you for joining us. A lot happening within Scenic Group and specifically Emerald Waterways that we're going to be talking about today. But first, we always like to start off a little bit about the Scenic story, because many of you may not know our journey started a little over 30 years ago with that gentleman right there, Glenn Maroney. We are owned and operated, family owned and operated. And Glenn has a truly successful story where he started doing motor coach tours around Australia, started the company, motor coach tours in and out of the coastal areas, and grew the company to a global tour company focusing on all-inclusive vacations. And saw what was happening in the river cruise industry in 2006, saw the popularity, and decided to build Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours, which we launched in 2008. We currently have 15 ships within the Scenic fleet, and as most of you do know, this is our luxury all-inclusive experience when you do put your clients on board. And then in 2013, we launched Emerald Waterways, which I'll be talking to more in depth as the presentation goes on. Emerald was introduced in 2013, pretty much as a value proposition to Scenic, and an alternative to the deluxe river cruise lines that you may be selling out there. We do offer 4-star service, 4-star ships, but we just don't offer as many choices as Scenic does, many choices and inclusions as a Scenic brand. So as a result, we are priced less, as much as about 30% less than Emerald. And then to conclude the portfolio of Scenic Group, we will be introducing our first ocean ship, Scenic Eclipse. She'll be launched in August of this year. Really excited about our 228 passenger Discovery yacht. We just had the float out in January. Construction's on time for delivery August 31st for her first sailing. And due to the popularity and our travel partners booking the Scenic Eclipse, we decided to announce Scenic Eclipse 2. So in 2020, we will be delivering her sister ship, Scenic Eclipse 2. So we'll have 2 of these great vessels cruising the waters for you to choose and sell for your clients. So that's Scenic Group as a whole. And going forward, we wanted to recognize and show that we've really received some great accolades over the last 4 years. If you're not familiar with Scenic, we came into the U.S. market pretty much about 5 years ago, being an Australian company. And due to your support, we've created a lot of awareness and thunder out there, but we've also received some awards and been recognized by Cruise Critic and Travel Weekly that we're very proud of. Specifically, Emerald Waterways with Cruise Critic, starting off in 2014 when we received Best New River Ship. And then over the last 3 years, Emerald Waterways has been voted the best river cruise line value by Cruise Critic, and that really goes a long way. That's a true testimonial for us. And then last year, All three brands have received awards from Travel Weekly, from the Silver Award, with Emerald from Best Contemporary Ship, Best River Pool that you'll see in the presentation, and also Scenic Eclipse and Scenic Luxury River Cruising. So we're proud of these accolades, and it's just a great way for you to share with your clients that we've been endorsed by these great programs, and it's a true testimonial to what we're doing on board. Going on, we always ask what a river cruise, and I'm sure most of you know about this, but we always like to reinforce that message that it's a viable option for both ocean cruisers as well as river cruisers or tour clients. You know, it's all about that full immersion, cruising into the countryside, stepping ashore in fairy tale towns and fabled cities, and really connecting with the culture, the destination, and the history. But also more intimate, as you know, than ocean cruising, so more of a relaxed environment. And pretty much truly or mostly all-inclusive when it comes to Emerald and the Scenic brand. And in keeping with that all-inclusive or mostly inclusive experience, we want to talk about a first that we introduced last year called the River Cruise Guarantee. This is an insurance policy for your clients once they do board the ship and the cruise does commence sailing. It's an insurance policy that will reward them or refund them their money in case we do have some unforeseen events due to high waters, low waters, natural disasters, mechanical breakdowns. We partnered with a global insurance company. In case these unforeseen events happen, we will refund them their money based prorated on the amount of time they have left on their cruise. Now, it's in no way to deter you from selling your normal insurance policies of baggage and health, pre-existing health conditions, that you do so with your preferred travel providers. But this is the free program, inclusive. And as we know, there's always challenges sometimes with high waters and low water. So this is a security factor that you can push on your clients that's included, and let them know that we will take care of them under these circumstances. So going forward, let's take a look at Emerald Waterways. We start with the Emerald Exceptional Value. And this is talking about what the inclusions are on our star ships, which we currently have 7 ships. So obviously transfers are included. Complimentary beer and wine at lunch and dinner. However, we do have beverage packages that you can purchase for your clients, or we do have packages during promotional times, which may make the cruise all-inclusive with the beer and wine or premium beverages. Bottled water stocked daily, and included shore excursion almost every day. We do have complimentary bicycles on board, excluding the Radiance is one of our smaller ships that I'll talk about. We do have extra special excursions that are included called Emerald Plus, Emerald Active, that I'll be talking a little bit about shortly, River Cruise Guarantee that I talked about, Deposit Protection Plan we'll mention, and Early Payment Plan. So there's a lot of value when you're selling Emerald Waterways. And for most travelers, this is an all-inclusive experience when you look at the breakdown. And one of those important inclusions is the gratuities, because a lot of the deluxe lines don't include gratuities on board, on and off the ships with Emerald, with the deluxe lines. Let's take a look at the onboard experience. Our ships are referred as star ships. Why? Because due to the design and innovations, throughout the ship, you have a really contemporary feel with glass and mirrored walls, as you see in this slide. First impression of the ship is the 3-story atrium that the guests will experience as they're getting on board. As you're moving forward, as the guests are moving forward into the Horizons Bar and Lounge, nice country club casual atmosphere on board. The Horizon Bar and Lounge, this is the hub of the ship, where we have the cruise director giving port talks, local and regional entertainment as well. I always like to point out that when you look at the design of the ships and the interior of the ships, Karen Maroney, our owner's wife, is really involved with the decor and handpicking the modern art and the furnishing. So I always say her fingerprints are all over the ships, as you see in this slide with the Horizon Lounge. Nice place for a relaxing cocktail, early morning coffee. And then as we continue to move forward towards the bow of the ship, There's the entertainment that I mentioned earlier. Towards the bow of the ship, we do have come up to the terrace cafe, terrace area, which is nice alfresco dining, early morning dining, or afternoon lunch, kind of a buffet area, if you will. Nice location to have a cocktail as well, cruising along outside at the river landscapes. So you've got the terrace cafe leading the Horizons bar, leading into the terrace lounge and cafe. Reflections, that's our main restaurant, offering hearty buffets for breakfast and lunch. We do have the egg stations that your clients can order eggs, and the carving stations at lunch, along with the buffet area. Dinner is a 4-course meal. We do serve regional cuisine based on the areas that we are cruising. We do like to showcase the local cuisine, but we do have a standard menu if guests would like a nice New York strip, Caesar salad on board, but we do try to focus on the regional local cuisine. And again, dinner is a 4-course table service on board. One of the most stunning features on our starships is the heated indoor-outdoor pool area. This is really a great venue, as you can see in the slide here. We even have guests that will swim in the pool, do a few laps with a retractable roof. But in the evening, one of the highlights is we drain the water and we will raise the bottom of the pool to create a cinema. That really transforms into a cozy cinema where we show classic films, recent releases. We have taped concerts on board. For those of you who are big in groups, this is a great meeting space for groups. You can hold up to 42 guests in there. Obviously, we have some audio-visual equipment for presentations. There's a little bar area for some refreshments. So this is one of the highlights. It's also important to know that on one of the smaller ships, on the Doral River, we've got the Radiance that has a smaller ship, and due to the Doral River being a little bit narrow, we have the Serenity pool up on top. It's not that actual indoor-outdoor pool that you see in the back of the ships on the other starships, but it's on the top deck Serenity pool. Nice to relax in with a jacuzzi streams inside. Good view of the sun deck as well as that Serenity pool on the Radiance. Plenty of spacious areas out there with the lounge chairs. And then, of course, we do have barbecues out on the sun deck. Depending on weather permitting, we'll have some barbecues out on the sun deck. And, of course, we do have our little golf area where guests can brush up on their putting if they prefer to. We do have the wellness and spa area. This is an area that guests would incur extra charges for the massage or a makeover. We do have the fitness area. We've got some limited equipment with some cardiovascular as well as some light free weights so guests continue their workout on board the Emerald starships if they choose. Looking at the accommodations, we've got a variety of staterooms for your clients to choose from. We'll start down on the Riviera deck with the Emerald stateroom. We've got the total of about 18 staterooms on the Rhine, Main, Danube, not as many on the other itineraries, but going all the way to 170 square feet. Nice mattresses that are manufactured exclusively for Emerald. We've got the fixed window, as you see there, plenty of room. And all of the staterooms have an in-suite infotainment center that is connected to, guests can keep in touch with current events. They can watch movies. They can check and see where the ships go. They can keep in touch with the cruise director port talks if they happen to have missed those. We've got complimentary robes and slippers. So that's the Emerald stateroom going all the way to 170 square feet. Next category would be the panorama balcony suites at 180 square feet. And we consider them roomier than industry standards. Scenic Group is known for inclusions and innovations. And one of the innovations that you see on the starships, as well as the Scenic ship, is our drop-down glass balconies, our open-air balcony system. We were the first to pioneer these on Scenic. We just extended them on Emerald Waterways. And as you can see here in the panorama balcony, it's a large glass window where the bottom part is stationary and the top part is adjustable. So it's an all-weather balcony, no matter what the weather is like, the guests can enjoy the landscape of river cruising. They can keep it down, they can keep it halfway up, or they can keep it all the way up. Just depends on what their choices are. Going into company robes and slippers as well. Getting into the larger suites, the grand balcony suites. These are up to 215 square feet, including that open-aired system balcony. Start to get more services and amenities in these staterooms. We've got the Nespresso coffee machine. Bathrooms are a little bit larger. We've got some room service, invitation to the captain's table for dinner. Start to get some laundry services. 2 items per day. You've got a complimentary mini bar that's stocked daily as well. Also, you'll notice the open-aired balcony system, as I mentioned earlier. Unique to this category is you've got doors that will separate the balcony from the stateroom. However, the guests can close it off, or they can still keep those doors open to make the stateroom more spacious if they want to. And the top category would be the owner's 1-bedroom suite at up to 315 square feet. Unique to this stateroom, there's a separate sleeping area, an entertain area, as you see there, larger closets walking in. They do get a lot of the amenities and services that the other grand balcony suites get, with the captain's table, the laundry service, the Nespresso machines, mini bar stocked daily, iPad in suite, as well as a nice pillow menu. All right, so by upgrading your clients to these categories, these balcony suite categories, a lot more services and amenities that they will be able to appreciate when they do get on board. As we know, river cruising's all about the destination, cultural enrichment, and Emerald's really been able to capitalize on the scenic tour, as scenic luxury cruise it has. We've been able to really extend our tours, our knowledge and our strengths, and the relationships that we've built with our tour guides over the years. And as I mentioned, Emerald does have one tour pretty much in most ports, but then we do have extra special tours called Emerald Plus. And these are for your clients that are looking for a little bit more in-depth cultural experience. They go beyond the standard tour offerings that we do offer. You can see some of the examples here. We'll do offer a Melk Abbey tour in Austria and Melk, glass blowing demonstration in Germany. One of the real popular ones that the clients really gain an authentic insight is the home hosted afternoon tea with a local Slovakian family. Guests really enjoy this. They go to interact with the family and have some tea. So depending on the cruise, depending on the port of call, we will offer Emerald Plus as an addition to those individual cruises. Just depends on what cruise we offer. And I'll go through some of the tours and give you an idea of how many Emerald Pluses that we will include and some of the itineraries. And this year, we're introducing Emerald Active. And Emerald Active is for the more active guests. They could be a combination of guided bike tours or hiking. You can see some of the examples here. They could be hiking through the woods or climb the Wertheim Castle. One of the real popular ones that I've experienced is the guided bike tour from Melk to Dürnstein. You've got that 23-mile bike ride through the Wachau Valley. So we have recognized that guests tend to be a little bit more active on Emerald Waterways. So we're introducing these programs this year. So they could be, you could see yoga on the sun deck, cruising the Douro in Portugal. So look for those for your clients. And then we have Discover More. And Discover More is a collection of optional tours that we provide your clients. These activities are customized for guests, but at an additional cost. So you can see the examples here. Salzburg would be an optional tour, an all-day tour. Vienna, we'd go into the Viennese concert, or a full-day tour to Český Krumlov. So it just depends on where we're cruising. These tours could be anywhere from 49 to 100 euros per person, and that is Discover More. So we've got a variety of tours for your clients to choose from, and some can be based on activity level, more relaxed, more moderate, or very active, like you see in the bike tours. Where do we sail? Most itineraries are on the Rhine, Main, Danube, as you see right here, with rivers that we're cruising. I apologize for that. Got a little ahead of myself. Rhine-Main-Danube, going into the Moselle tributary. Last year we went into France with the Liberté on the Rhone and Saône, as well as the Douro River, going into northern Portugal with the Radiance, Mekong River this year, and then New Forest cruising on the Irrawaddy in Myanmar for 2019. As you recall, I mentioned we do have 7 star ships. Mekong and the Irrawaddy are chartered ships. And here's a menu of the itineraries, anywhere from 8 to 17 days, depending on the destination that we're cruising. As I mentioned, the majority of our inventory is on the Rhine-Main-Danube, offering anywhere from 8 to 15 days. On the Danube Delights, on the Rhine, the Splendors of Europe, which would be Amsterdam to Budapest, going into the eastern part of Europe, Budapest to Bucharest. So nice itineraries. New for 2018 and 2019, I'm going to talk briefly about those particular cruises. When you look new for 2018, we introduced the Classic Rhine. Classic Rhine is an 8-day cruise, Amsterdam to Frankfurt, cruising into the Moselle River area with stops in Kokum, medieval town of 5,000, considered the gem of the Moselle River. This particular cruise, an example of how many tours your clients will be able to choose from, 3 Emerald Plus and 3 Emerald Active excursions. So plenty of opportunity to experience this river and these areas. Another new itinerary for us is the Majestic Rhine in 2018. This is Frankfurt to Basel and vice versa. Some of the ports guests will be able to visit is Koblenz, 2,000 years old. Visiting the German city of Mainz. It's known for its old town and its half-timbered houses. Going into the Black Forest. We've got several Emerald Pluses and 2 Emerald Active excursions. So plenty of opportunity as well to experience the Majestic Rhine and the ports that we're cruising. And the last new cruise for 2018 is the Charms of Holland and Belgium. This cruise is really popular, as you know, normally in April during the tulips time. But we decided to offer a couple cruises in July and September. This is round trip out of Amsterdam, pretty much going to the same ports as you would do tulip time, but getting a different feel, especially in the summertime between July and the fall and September. So for guests who may want to go in this area, not during the popular tulip time, with Emerald Waterways, we've got it in July and September. Sensations of Southern France, which we introduced last year. We owned Arles on the Emerald Liberté. It's a 138 passenger ship, a little bit smaller. You can see where you've got 2 Emerald Plus excursions, 5 Emerald Active, and 6 additional shore excursions. But one of the highlights is the celebrity chef, Fabien Morel. He comes on board and really creates a provincial meal, authentic provincial meal. He's famous for winning the, I forget what it's called, the French chef. He was the top French chef finalist is what it is. I apologize for that. He's from Marseille and he owns restaurants, and he was the top French chef finalist. So he's got some great awards, but he comes on board and prepares a truly authentic provincial meal for your clients. And then last year, we introduced the Douro. Going into the Douro with the Emerald Radiance. As I mentioned, this is more of a narrow river. There's no overnight sailing. This is a 112 passenger ship. But it's important to know that Scenic Group, we invested to build our own infrastructure, both with Scenic and Emerald. So it gives us great docking positions in the heart of Porto. It allows us to do some unique things, offer some unique experiences for your clients. As I said, it's a smaller ship. You've got the pool deck on top, plenty of shore excursions with 6 Emerald Plus, 5 Emerald Active. Actually going into Salamanca in northern Spain, we've got a tour that guests can experience the local flamenco dancing with some tapas. Going into the Coa Valley Museum, which is known for prehistoric stone carvings. So again, nice cruise. If you're not familiar with the Douro, this area is the birthplace of port wine, and it's really a hot destination right now for river cruising. New for 2019, we introduced the Classic Danube, going a little bit farther south, if you will, from Nuremberg to Vienna. with actual and overnight in Vienna. Guests can really experience the overnight in Vienna on the classic Danube, and also a new cruise for us in 2019, the Lower Danube Waltz, Vienna to Belgrade. This is an 8-day cruise offering overnights in Vienna as well as Belgrade, not having to go all the way down to the Bucharest area on our normal 10-day Eastern cruise, so Eastern Danube cruise. So those are two cruises for you that you've got to choose. We've got the 8-day Classic Danube and the 8-day Lower Danube Waltz. Southeast Asia, a whole other part of the world, bucket list destination that we find. As I mentioned, we chartered a couple ships there on the Mekong. We've got the Mekong Navigator. This is a 68-passenger ship offering a very authentic French colonial era boutique style on board. We're offering a combination of 12 and 19-day Mekong cruises, hopping on the ship in Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, which would include Siem Reap, an extension into Siem Reap, and going to Angkor Wat, one of the 7 wonders of the world. And that's on the chartered ship, the Mekong Navigator. That is starting this year in 2018. Here's a layout of the ship. As I mentioned, it's got that French colonial era boutique style on board, spacious staterooms, starting at 250 square feet and going all the way to 584 square feet. There's a nice feel of it as well. Pictures. And then the EmeraldEXPLORER. This is a new destination for Emerald in 2019. We've chartered the EmeraldEXPLORER carrying 56 guests. She started service in 2014, offering 11-day cruises from Yangon, starting in Yangon and going to Mandalay. One of the options, you can always extend with land tours, pre and post. There's plenty of opportunity to do that. As I mentioned, the ship started service in 2014. There's a real elegant style to this ship. You've got that old style furnishings, as well as all the staterooms have this floor-to-ceiling glass doors, as you see here in the picture of the stateroom. So a real nice, authentic feel on board. And then last, we are in Russia. We're exploring Russia. We've got the Rossiya, the MSC Rossiya, that's cruising Russia, the Imperial Charms of Russia. This is a 12-day river cruise from St. Petersburg to Moscow with fares starting at $58.60. So some great itineraries for your clients to choose from, for you to sell. Plenty of opportunity with the tours, the Emerald Plus and the Emerald Active, to experience these destinations. Now, helpful hints and tips, kind of go through some of the nuts and bolts to help you promote your river cruise business as well as Emerald Waterways. What better than to start with Emerald Waterways group program. We love groups. We encourage you to give us an opportunity to quote your groups. We've got a dedicated group coordinator. We've got staff that will help you from A to Z. You've got our business development managers that are there to help you. We've got our marketing team that will create flyers for you, mailers for you. We've got some great amenities. We offer tour conductors, every 1 for $9. The 10th guest goes for free. Every sailing has what we call the exceptional group value point system, where we assign a point value to a sailing and you get to exchange those points for amenities. As I mentioned earlier, you've got the pool and cinema area for groups in the back there. We talked about the staff on board and the amenity points. So plenty of programs for you to promote Emerald Waterways and plenty of support for you to promote Emerald Waterways. Here's the GAP program, the amenity point program, where you get to exchange. And again, based on the cruise, we could be anywhere from 1 point to 4 points. Obviously, shoulder season, you're going to be more generous with the points. You get anywhere from a cocktail party, box of chocolates, extra commissions. You can accelerate your TC from 1 to 9 to 1 for 7. So you can tailor it based on your needs and your client's needs. I encourage you to go to the agent portal, EmeraldWaterways.com. We do have the Express Book. This is a booking engine. Allows you to have access to our inventory 24/7. We are launching a new Emerald Specialist program. We're finalizing that, and it will be on the site very soon. We do incentivize you to make your first booking within 6 months. We give you a $100 bonus commission. We've got a comparison chart that I'll talk about. You can find out who your business development manager, if you do not know, order brochures. We've got the latest offers. So a lot of material for you to look at and educate yourself. Everything you need to sell on Emerald Waterways and Scenic Groups. There's the portal there too as well with Scenic. This is a great comparison chart. If you've never heard of River Cruise Advisor, a gentleman by the name of Ralph Grizzle, he published this chart a couple years ago, and he's always updating it as he does cruise on, and he's cruised basically on all the river cruises as you see here. But what he did is he published this comparison chart to address the most frequently asked questions on what are included on a river cruise. And you can see all the lines. It's in no way to beat up the lines, because we all do things different, even though we feel we do include a little bit more on both Emerald and Scenic than our competitors. But it's a great way for you to take a look at it and do a comparison and show your clients and educate yourself on what's included. And you'll see Emerald and Scenic right there, and you see the check marks across. So it's a third-party testimonial to share with your clients as well. All right. Charters, real easy to charter ships. This is basically a large group because the Emerald ships do hold up to 181 guests. We've got two ways to charter ships. You've got a sole group charter, which you're basically taking the ship and the services that we offer on board. The tours, the cruise director, pretty much the entire experience. Or you can do a wet lease charter, which you're just taking the spaceship. All right. You're creating your onboard programming and onshore program as well. They don't include our shore excursion programs and the cruise director duties, so it's a little bit different. Obviously, wet lease charters would be less expensive than the sole group charters, but we give the option two ways, and both are very popular when you look at chartering an ocean ship. And a lot of times, I know most of you have groups this size, up to 181 guests that will go on some of your ocean ships. We'll be more than happy to sit down with you and chisel out a quote for a full ship charter. We've got some great offers for you. 2018, that ends March 31st. I encourage you to take care. We're finalizing our wave season. As you know, wave pretty much starts at the beginning in January, at the beginning of the year, and goes until end of March. That's some very generous offers for your clients, from free air on 14-day cruises. As I mentioned earlier in the slide on the Emerald Value slide, Exceptional Value slide, we do have promotions where you can make it all-inclusive with the beverage packages. And here you've got it with a free premium drink package. Also, a free Discover More tour. That could be an additional value up to 110 euros, depending on what tours the guest does choose. And on the shorter cruises, 7 to 13 night, we do have an air on of $295, combining it with that free premium drink package and the free Discover More. Or if your clients are looking for a little bit more of an upgrade, they may not want the other value packages. We can upgrade some from the lower category on the Riviera deck and a 2-category upgrade. So all in all, it could be a savings up to $3,600 per couple. Encourage you to reach out to your clients, share these promotions with them, because they will end on March 31st. And last, Category A+, which is our panorama balcony suites. When you upgrade your clients to Category A, there's a $1,300 per person savings, along with free air to Europe. All categories below on sale at $500 per person savings. So what better way to be able to cruise Emerald with these great offers that we have going on that will end March 31st. Encourage you to reach out to your local BDM. You can contact me, richard.hickey@scenicusa.com. Give me a phone call, 617-306-6879. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions, let you know who your BDM is, and really just support you on your river cruise business. So, Cindy, I think we can open for some questions if we have any.
Okay, great. Thank you, Richard. That was really informative. I think we all have clients who would be interested in Emerald. It looks wonderful. Let's get to some questions. Can you talk a little bit about room service? Is it offered? And if so, is it offered in all categories?
It's just offered in the higher suites, the grand balcony, the owner suites. And what it is, it's the continental breakfast that will be served, refreshments, and also some canopies in the evening before dinner. But it's only in the higher categories on Emerald and the grand balcony, the owner balcony suites.
Okay, great. Just go over one more time. The only extra charge for excursions are the Emerald Moor excursions, right? The Plus and the Active are included along with the regular excursions.
Great question. Sure. So Emerald Plus and Emerald Active are included tours. Discover More would be an additional charge, anywhere from 49 to 110 euros, basically. So Discover More would be an additional charge. But Emerald Plus, Emerald Active are inclusive tours.
Okay, and is there the opportunity to choose any of these tours, be they the Plus, the Active, the More, ahead of time before you go on?
Discover More, yes. Discover More, absolutely. What will happen is when guests do register in our tour personalizer, they'll have the ability to go in there and book the Discover More tours.
Okay, excellent. If someone wants to look again at that comparison chart, can you mention again where they can find it? River Cruise Advisor?
Sure, they can go to our portal at emeraldwaterways.com or scenicusa.com. We have it. It's in the agent portal. You can take a look at that, or you can email me right there at my email address, and I'll be happy to send it over to you as well.
Okay, excellent. We have a question about the wet lease. Do the wet lease opportunities apply only to existing departures, or do agents who want to do a wet lease have the opportunity to create their own itinerary?
Yes, we will. Well, you pretty much have to stick within the river and the itineraries that we are going to. We may be able to alter ports for you, but the wet lease is basically you're getting the ship and the schedule and the service staff on board, but any of the tours and any of the programs that you would like to offer, you'd have to go ahead and schedule those yourself on a wet lease. Compared to the Soul Charter, it's basically chartering the entire Emerald experience. Like the cruise director, all the tours, the beverage programs as well. But the wet lease, it's just the shell of the ship that you'll be getting.
Okay, thank you. Do you price in Canadian dollars?
We do. We do price in Canadian dollars. We as a matter of fact, the four countries where we have offices are obviously here in the U.S., Australia, where we started. We've got an office up in Canada, where we've got a sales team throughout Canadian programs, and then in the UK. But we do have pricing in Canadian dollars.
Okay, and is it a separate travel agent portal, or do they just call to get the prices?
They'd call in. They'd call in for the Canadian pricing.
Okay, and speaking of which, can you go over again what the web address is for the agent portal for Emerald?
Sure. Let me go back to the slide here real quick. EmeraldWaterways.com, and you'll go to the agent portal up on the top, as you see there on the left-hand side, register, and you'll have all that information, which includes your River Cruise Company comparison chart as well.
Oh, excellent. Okay, thank you. The savings, the promotions that you mentioned that end on March 31st are absolutely phenomenal. Do those apply to 2019 sailings as well, or is it just for 18?
No, these are 2018 promotions that we have going on right now. What we're offering in 2019, we're offering 2019 at 2018 pricing, but not these premium packages or the air promotions. We do have a savings of anywhere from $500 to $1,000 per person. Just depends on the cruise and the length. 2019.
Okay, and our final question, and we're not surprised about this one, is how can travel agents experience this wonderful product so we have a better idea of how to sell it?
Nothing would make us more happier than you to experience Emerald. I do encourage you to reach out to your local business development manager and talk to them, see how you can get on. We do have an agent rate program that we would like to share with you. It usually opens up about 30 to 60 days prior to sailing based on availability. And we do require that you do take the specialist course before you do apply for the agent rate program, so you have a feeling of what's going to go on board. So again, reach out to me. I'll share it with you, or you can reach out to your local business development manager, and they're there to help support you.
Okay, excellent. Do you happen to have a slide with the business development managers and their territories on the
I
brochure?
do not have that slide, but there's my email address, and you can reach out to me.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you. I think that does it for questions for now. I want to tell our agents that if you think of a question after this webinar is over, Richard has kindly provided his contact information and he will either answer you or point you in the right direction. So again, this has been just fabulous. Our host for today's webinar has been Emerald Waterways, and our wonderful speaker has been Richard Hickey, Director of Key Accounts. Richard, this has been fabulous. I think we all learned a lot about Emerald. Thank you so much.
Well, I thank you for your time and thank you for your support, valued travel partners, and we appreciate all you do for us.
And I want to
Have a
add
great
my
afternoon.
sorry. I want to add my thank you again to our travel agents for joining us today. We understand that you have busy days and we appreciate you taking the time. And I think you're probably happy you did because we learned a lot today about this wonderful cruise line. So thank you so much again, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.